Ogunse wanted by police. 8 firms line up to buy the merit. And Modec seeks Guyanese welders. I'm Enrico Pulford, and this is Uncut News. News happening. Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. The police have issued a wanted bulletin for WPA executive member Takuma Ogunse, who is accused of attempting to excite racial hostility or ill will during a public meeting in Buxton earlier this month. The Attorney General has also cited Ogunse for sedition, provocation, and urging the overthrow of the current administration. Ogunse's controversial remarks about expecting support from the Afro-Guyanese-dominated police and army during mass protests against alleged discrimination have been condemned by the government, private sector, and religious organizations throughout the nation. The Agriculture Ministry signed 24 contracts worth $1.13 billion to advance work in the agriculture sector, with Guisuco set to benefit from $535.4 million in projects. The contracts include the acquisition of tractors for Guisuco and the construction of a revetment at Flagstaff, Cane Grove. The government hopes that the Rose Hall estate will be reopened this year, increasing sugar production. Other agencies, including the Mahaica-Maikoni-Abari Agricultural Development Authority and the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, also signed contracts for various projects nationwide. The Agriculture Minister has warned against the subletting of state lands in the Mahaica-Maikoni-Abari Agricultural Development Authority, as overseas-based holders of these lands are charging exorbitant prices to local farmers. The Ministry of Agriculture has advised farmers to access land through the MMA ADA and pay just $3,500 per acre in both land rental and drainage and irrigation rates. The MMA board is auditing lands leased to overseas persons with a view of reassigning those lands belonging to persons who are exploiting small farmers in Region 5. An additional 10,000 acres will become available in the MMADA scheme for rice cultivation. The Georgetown Marriott Hotel, owned by the government through NISL, is up for sale, with 8 firms submitting their expression of interest to acquire it. The hotel has been deemed by some as a monument of corruption, and by others as a waste of taxpayers' money, burdening taxpayers with a US multi-million-dollar loan that the hotel was unable to service. And it has also been shrouded in mystery as to who exactly even profited from its construction. In fact, the former finance minister, Winston Jordan, has called on the government to disclose the hotel's financial documents to ascertain whether the hotel was a plus or minus for Guyana, as it is unclear whether anything was invested to make the hotel profitable.
Hey, I'm interrupting this program to let you know that not all truck parts are created equal. Some does work hard without any problems for a long time, while others does make your truck broke down quick and got you running your pockets again. Get genuine high-quality parts from Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts and extend the life of your repair. They're the authorized dealer in Guyana for Hammer USA products like brake valves, clutch discs, universal bearings, and other. Visit them at 1161 EE Eccles or call them on 697-0171. Powered Automotive, the #1 truck and engine parts store in Guyana. If you didn't know, well, now you know.
Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2020 Toyota Raze. It's almost brand new, and it comes with Toyota safety sense, Bluetooth, mud rims, new tires, TV, CD, LED lighting, fog lamps, back camera, and much more. Buy cars for $6 million. All pay as low as $1.2 million down with around $160,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info. Visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and Southern Rica sent you for this sweet deal. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GT Eat is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GT Eats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. New Yon LLC, a Florida-based company, is interested in constructing a waste-to-energy plant in Guyana. The proposed plant will burn 400 metric tons of solid waste per day from the greater metropolitan area of Georgetown, while producing 10 to 15 megawatts of clean energy and 10,000 liters of water per day for local inhabitants who do not have access to potable water. The energy produced will be sold to the commercial and industrial sectors, and the potable water will be distributed to local communities. The total project cost is estimated to be US $65 to US $75 million. Dasrat Sukram, the driver of a seafoam's waste management truck involved in a fatal accident in January of this year, has been charged with causing death by dangerous driving. The victim, Victor Alert, was pronounced dead at the Port Morant Hospital. Sukram was granted bail and is scheduled to reappear in court on April the 5th. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has returned the file to the police force, advising them to conduct a more thorough investigation into the death of a toddler at a daycare center in Ogle on the East Coast. The child died hours after being dropped off by her mother, and an autopsy revealed hemorrhaging, suffocation, and compression to the neck as the causes of death. The daycare owner has been taken into police custody but was later released on cash bail. Now for today's oil update. The Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry has elected Kester Hudson as its new president, replacing Timothy Tucker. Hudson plans to focus on updating local content laws and expanding the scope of goods and services for local companies to participate in the oil sector. The GCCI has added representation on the private sector's local content committee to ensure active participation and a positive business environment for local companies. The Local Contact Act could bring in up to US $350 million annually with the addition of new areas, according to the director of Guyana's Local Content Secretariat. And finally, Mitsui Ocean Development and Engineering Company, or MODEC, the builder of Guyana's fifth production vessel, is seeking Guyanese firms to produce steel and steel fabrication services for the Era Witu vessel, which will be used for ExxonMobil's Uaru, Mako, and Snook fields. The company is looking to produce over 100 metric tons of carbon steel and have over 100 metric tons of carbon steel fabricated for cable tray support, pipe support, handrails, ladders, stools, and access platforms. MODEC signed a front-end engineering and designing contract for the vessel in November 2020, and the vessel will have an oil storage capacity of 2 million barrels and an oil production design rate of 250,000 barrels per day.
You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, Marine Patrol, K9 services. They speed even our drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News, Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it leads to us. Last night I asked, what are some other industries we should bring back in Guyana?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Lash says they are too young to comment on how many things were shut down, but didn't we have an agribank once? Bring that back, but have it managed by the private sector instead of the public sector. How else do we plan to reclaim our title as the breadbasket of the Caribbean? Guy Bryan says we also need to get back into making clay bricks and Cyrex, not to mention the match factory. Guyette says we had canned juices, orange juice, refrigeration, making locally produced refrigerators, Tapir trucks, Guyana National Banks, such as mortgage, finance, and agriculture. Now Trinidad take over. What Guyana got in Trinidad? All our assets apparently, at least they're funneling it out it seems. And finally, Richie K says cultivate cannabis and hemp and coconuts, water, oil, fiber, and fuel, brown sugar, honey, bamboo, rice, flour, and paper, and whatever flowers and fruits and vegetables that will grow. Paradise found. While I'm unsure if we grew all those other things in the past, all of those sound like some great solutions. Now for tonight's question. How do you feel about the arrest warrant for Ogunse? Do you believe it's a good thing, a bad thing, or somewhere in between, as these things often are? I want you to think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Nico Bulford saying good night, folks.